Hello, today I'm going to present about gender representations in English literature from a feminist perspective. For the outlines, I will start with the introduction to feminist criticisms. I will explain what the idea of it and what is it important about it. For the next is key scholar, and I move on to the case study. I will focus on famous work like Jane Eyre's and Pride and Prejudice. For the next is modern feminism, and I will move on to critical concept, and finally I will give a conclusion to summarize the main point and highlight how feminist criticisms help us understand gender in literature. I'll start with the introduction to feminist criticism. Feminist criticisms study how men and women are represented in books. It helps us see hidden bias and how story reflects society ideas about gender. By using this perspective, reader and writer can challenge stereotype and promote equality. For the next is the key scholar in feminist criticism. Several key scholars shape feminist criticism. Simone de Beauvoir explained women's expressions. Sandra Gilbert and Susan Gilbert study how women are limited by patriarchal society. For the case study, Jane Eyre is an important case study. Jane is strong, independent, and well-loved with respect. The novel questions the rule of 19th century society. It explores themes of identity, freedoms, and empowerment, making it a key feminist text. For the next is gender dynamic in Pride and Prejudice. Pride and Prejudice shows how marriage was linked to social status for women. The female characters show different levels of independence and struggle with society expectation. I'll move on to the modern literature and feminism. Modern literature highlights women's voice more than before. Females' characters are written as realistic, not just stereotype, showing how gender connect with race and class, and this makes modern feminist work and more inclusive. And now I will take you to know about to understand the male gaze. The male gaze means women are often shown from men's point of view. This creates power imbalance and supports stereotype because women are reduced to how men see them. Recognizing the male gaze helps us read more critically and question traditional roles. Further next is sensitivity in language and power. Language can show who has power in story. If men are awake, active, and women are passive, the story repeats inequality. We can see how gender roles are built into literature. For the next slide is talking about objectifications in narrative. In many texts, women are objectified, meaning they are seen as objects instead of a full people. This reduces their importance and spends harmful stereotypes and also shapes how society sees women. For the next slide is about shaping language and power. Words have power to change how we see gender. It can also empower women and give them a strong voice by using inclusive language. Literature can question traditional roles and encourage equality. Next slide is about the visual. Saga's book cover, I give an example for the books, also show culture change. On cover often represents women as passive or romantic, while modern covers show them as strong and independent. This reflects how society view of women has changed over time. For the next slide is feminist literature. Feminist critics use tools like texture analysis to find hidden bias. intersectionality to study how gender connect with race and class, and deconstruction to question traditional meaning. This tool help us understand gender in literature more deeply. And to conclusions, feminist criticisms highlight women's voices, challenges stereotypes, and show us hidden bias in literature. By questioning gender role, literature can inspire equality and social change. This is reference. Thank you very much for listening to my presentations, and I hope these presentations can help you to understand more about gender expectations in English literature from a feminist perspective. Thank you.